Welcome back to Techstrong Unplugged. My name is Cassandra Chin, and today we have Marina Moore.
Hi, happy to be here.
Short introduction.
Yeah, so my name is Marina Moore. I recently graduated with a PhD in computer science. I'm currently working with a company called Adira on some container isolation work. Before that, I was doing a lot in the software supply chain security space. I'm also a co-chair of CNCF's Tag Security Technical Advisory Group for Security. So,
How did you get into technology?
yeah, so I was always into math as a kid. I really loved, looking at the puzzles and solving problems. And so I had a math teacher, a calculus teacher in high school who first kind of turned me on to this whole idea of computer science. And I really liked, that puzzle problem solving aspect of it. Ended up majoring in computer science in college and, have stuck with it ever since, I guess. So.
I really enjoyed computer science since.
Yeah, yes, I still love it. So.
And you're involved with, you said the security,
Yeah, tag security.
Tag security?
Yeah.
So how is that going?
That's going great. Yeah, it's so tag security. It's part of the CNCF, so it kind of sits underneath the CNCF TRC. What we do is we kind of work with projects within the CNCF and just anywhere kind of in the community who are interested in security, doing things like security outreach to projects, security assessments, where we work directly with projects to kind of help improve their security posture, as well as general guidance in the form of white papers and other kind of materials that projects can use to learn more and improve their security.
CNCF program?
Yeah. It's run through the CNCF, kind of designed mostly to help the CNCF projects and kind of through those communities, but also, it applies elsewhere as well.
So you want to help projects get better security?
Yeah, exactly. So kind of, because some of the CNCF projects really focus on security, and so they're thinking about it all the time, but it's important for everybody, right? And so we're trying to provide those resources to make it easy and accessible to all the projects.
What are some common pointers in helping them out?
Yeah, so I think the two biggest things that for projects is because security is so specific to what the project is. Do they have storage things that need to be secured, or is it network security? Like which piece of it needs to be done? And so we have different white papers in kind of those different fields of security. And so often I'll point people to one of those white papers that's relevant, right, to the area they're interested in, because it just has a lot more detail. And the other thing, I guess, is those hands-on security assessments with projects, which really just let kind of security experts in our group sit down with maintainers of the project and really talk about and learn more about the security of their project and as well as any potential improvements there.
That sounds like a really to help people out with their security.
Yeah, it's super rewarding. It's great to see. It's great to see when stuff comes together, and it's really a great community of folks. So,
what other projects or communities are you passionate about?
Yeah, so there's an open source project called the Update Framework, or TUF, which I am very passionate about. It's a project for secure software update and delivery, and it's also been used for secure delivery of things like cryptographic keys and software supply chain metadata, things like SBOMs or attestations. And it's just a really interesting project that has a lot of, I think, potential growth and potential ways to kind of help improve the security of all these different systems. So I've really enjoyed working on that.
If you don't mind me asking, how do you overcome the challenges of being a woman in technology?
Yeah, it's always tricky, I think, when especially in open source communities where you show up to a Zoom call for the first time and you realize that you're the only non-male person in the room. And so a couple of things that I found super helpful are finding those allies, right? So there are always people, I mean, not always, but CNCF has a great community there. There are often those folks that will help stand up for you, that I've been able to get to know, and who've made sure that I had the chance to say what I needed to say and been part of the communities. So I think that's the first thing, is finding those allies. And then the second thing is kind of knowing when to quit, right? If a community is not welcoming, knowing when to just kind of move on and find those spaces which do exist, which are very welcoming. So
that's a really fair point. So there is a point where you need to move on.
Yeah, exactly. And I think prioritizing your own safety and mental health as well as doing those contributions. So it's important.
Have you experienced anything personally or have friends or
Nothing like let's see, like nothing like explicitly. I think there's a lot of kind of like smaller things, microaggressions, or like moments where it just feels less welcoming. I think those definitely have happened. Um, but yeah,
But you're talking with me today. We're all here, so we're doing well.
yeah, exactly. We made it through. So
Um, do you want to talk more about like the security working groups and like how you're passionate about it?
yeah, so let's see. I guess there's a lot of different work groups within tag security that do kind of those different fields of security. I've been very involved in the software supply chain security working group, which actually just last week released a new version of our software supply chain best practices white paper, which we're pretty excited about. We're really trying to help provide that kind of on-ramp for software supply chain security for folks who've heard the term, but I'm not really sure how it applies to their project. So that was a big focus of that effort, is getting that kind of on-ramp there. Um, so that was super exciting. Yeah.
Have you been in like did you have a lot of like community and things going on in university?
Yeah, so especially in my undergrad, I had a fantastic kind of cybersecurity club that I was a part of. Um, and it was one of the cool things about that was we had weekly meetings, and the way the meetings were formatted was that different people in the club would like just present about something in cybersecurity. So you have to like learn about something and then present it to other people, which I think was a really cool opportunity to both learn from other people in the group who knew a lot of really cool stuff, but also kind of force yourself to dive deep into different topics to be able to present them. So that was really fun. And just a great group of folks to learn with. So
Do you find yourself doing a lot of presenting?
a little bit, yeah. I guess it's happened by accident. It wasn't something that I like really. It's not really something that I seek out. I think I tend to be more. I don't know. I guess naturally my natural state would be sitting behind a computer, but it's great to work with other people and share information with them. And so I think I've ended up doing a lot of kind of presentation type stuff, just because I like that part of it.
So we're at KubeCon today. What do you find yourself doing here?
Mostly catching up with people. So I've been super lucky to be able to come to KubeCon for the past, I don't know, at least the past 5 years, I think. And every year there's just more people that I've met either through KubeCon or through all the other CNCF work and this is the only time I see them in person. So it's just fantastic to get to catch up with folks in person and really have that kind of in-person community, which to kind of build up on top of that virtual, community. That's also great. But yeah.
Snowball effect where you know more people.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. The first time I came, I probably knew like 3 people at the whole conference, which is a little bit overwhelming. But then you meet one person and they introduce you to their friends, and then all of a sudden you like keep running into people. So it does happen.
That's really great. How like the community, I mean, we just keep
It is.
each other.
Yeah. And there's all kinds of people working on great stuff. So it's cool to see how it all. Conferences like this are so cool for seeing how all the different things people are working on can fit together in really cool new ways. So,
what are some of the parts you like about KubeCon's community?
I think that really it's really welcoming to newcomers and also to folks who've been here for a while. It's it's a big open community. I mean, it's a large community, lots of different people in it, but I think for the most part, everyone's super nice and welcoming. And there's really just a lot of interesting problems that people are solving too, right? So lots of cool things to talk about.
Have you seen any problems at this KubeCon which interest you?
Yeah, I think of this KubeCon, I think there's a lot of discussion about kind of AI, ML in the cloud and kind of use of GPUs. I think another thing that I've been thinking about a lot recently is that kind of container isolation and kind of how we can improve security of this kind of multi-tenant container workloads. Right? Basically, when a lot of different people are using the same cloud environment, how can we make that more secure? Let's see. Yeah, it's only getting started, so I'm sure there'll be more. So.
And like when you go back home, what's your day-to-day life like for your work?
Yeah, so right now I'm working at this company called Adira as a security researcher, and so I'm doing kind of product validation and security work with them, learning a lot about that kind of container isolation problem and kind of GPU isolation as well, and just kind of learning about that problem space and kind of turning that into something that's useful. So
Is that something you enjoy?
It is, yeah. I really like learning new things and exploring big problems and understanding systems. So that's what brings me joy. So
I think you have some really interesting perspectives.
thanks.
So thank you for chatting with me today, Marina.
Yeah, thank you for having me.